Hello, traders. FX Speculate here. Today is Tuesday, and it is April 1st. So happy April 1st. So how's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing fairly well. So today's kind of well, actually, I don't know if you'd say today, but tomorrow, next 24 hours is definitely going to be pretty big for the markets. Probably not just the dollar pairs, just not the Forex markets either. Probably pretty much all markets. Because in the next 24 hours, apparently the tariffs will be taking effect. I've heard different things from different people, but I believe it's at noon, not noon, but midnight Eastern Standard Time. So tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time, DC time, is when the new tariffs are going to take effect. If you're in the UK, that's 5 o'clock in the morning. If you're in Europe, European time zone, then that is at 6 o'clock in the morning. So well, I think it's not just could, it's going to apparently be a very, very, very big day for pretty much all markets, I would say. And you can really tell that the markets have been waiting for this. This is the US dollar index on the daily time frame. You can really, really tell that the markets have been waiting for today. I mean, this right here is March 6th. Now, I looked it up before the live stream, and March 4th is when Trump announced that he was going to do the tariffs on April 2nd. So this candle right here, which that candle is a doji candle, was 2 days after the announcement. So we made a pretty impulsive move down. And then we literally went into a sideways market for basically a month now. I mean, yes, it did break up, but I mean, you guys have to admit that this is still a very, very sideways market for the US dollar. So basically, the US dollar, besides the one little impulsive 3 days that we had right there, has been in a sideways market ever since Trump delayed these tariffs. So the market has definitely been waiting for this tariff news. I mean, it's very, very obvious. All you have to do is look up when Trump announced it and look at the US dollar on the daily time frame, the DXY. This is the same thing as the DXY, it's just the US dollar index. And you can tell pretty much instantly that the market's been sideways pretty much ever since that announcement was made. So very sideways market because I believe we have been waiting for today's news. And it kind of depends on where you are. If you're in the US, it's today. If you're in Europe or the UK, it's tomorrow. So I guess it kind of depends on where you are, definitely. So, anyways, yeah, I will be taking requests. If anybody does have any requests, definitely let me know. I'll be happy to look at anything. Kind of the main purpose of these live streams is definitely just to take requests from people in the audience. So if you have something you want me to look at, let me know. I'll be more than happy to take a look. I think the dollar is got a little bit of clarity on the sort of time frames. I'm still under the impression that this move up is very likely just a correction to the last wave down. The last impulse of down is from here to here. It's not all the way up here because that's where this move started. If this really is going to continue the trend, then it should only be a correction to the last wave of the trend, not the whole trend itself. Very important concept right there. So that's why we only have our Fibonacci from here to here. We don't have it on the whole move. We're only at the 38% right now, too. So I don't know. I mean, a 38% pullback definitely does happen in a very strong trend. In a very strong trend, you do get 38% pullbacks quite often. Hey, Bleedu, how's it going? Pastor, how's it going? Yeah, I'll definitely look at gold for you. Not a problem. First on the list. So the dollar index has been kind of messing around a lot today, but it's actually playing out exactly as I said it was today in my Zoom meeting this afternoon. Because this is definitely what I would consider one, two, and then this is all the wave three. There's 5 waves of three there, and then a four, and then a five. So your first trend ends right here, in my opinion. So that's the end of your wave A, or possibly the end of your wave one. Then you get what is very clearly 3 waves down. This definitely looks like a possible end of a correction. I mean, it definitely broke the low of wave four just like a correction should. So that means that this could be a complete wave B already. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at oil. You're second on the list, buddy. No problem. So either one a A to a B. That means that this impulsive move up potentially should be a wave one of C or a wave one of three, and that this is probably a wave A. This has made 3 waves up this afternoon for wave B, and we're probably down now for wave C. I think there's a good chance this is going to make a higher low, and it's going to go up for wave three, is what I think is going to happen. And if you go up to maybe the 4 hour, 8 hour, probably the 8 hours better, 4 hour, whatever you like. It's probably going to be A, B, C, to one of these higher Fibonacci levels. Probably the 50 or 61% would be the most likely because that's where the top, this bottom potentially could become a top. Tops become bottoms, bottom become tops very, very often. It happened right there, as you can see. It happens a lot. You can just draw lines, and a lot of times you get these top bottom patterns. So I think there's a good chance we're going to get a bigger pullback on the dollar. I don't think that the move on the dollar pairs themselves is actually complete yet. So most likely we're in a wave two right now of C. That's what I think. So what we had to do is we had to take that information, we had to apply it to all the dollar pairs. But I'm gonna just do requests anyways. But if we're in a wave two of wave C to the upside on the dollar, then that means we have to be in something very similar to the downside on the euro dollar probably. I was thinking this was going to go up a little bit higher, aggressive structure, and then it was going to start to push down for the wave C. But gold was first on the list, so let's start off with gold. We'll take a look at that definitely first. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at the US dollar CAD. Let me do gold, and then we'll do the dollar CAD for Adrian. Hey, buddy. Gold made a very soft turn to the downside today. We might finally have a little bit of a bigger pullback ahead of us because I don't think that's a wave in ABC. We can investigate it a little more to find out. I definitely don't think it's an ABC though. I would throw my Fibonacci extension on there. Yeah, and I don't think that's an ABC. I think that's a 1, 2, 3, which means Fibonacci extension just told me whether or not that's a wave 3 or wave C too, by the way. But anyways, yeah, I think it's a 1, 2, 3. I don't think it's an ABC, which means this is probably the beginning of a bigger pullback. It's probably going to eventually look something like this. Let me draw that again. Something like this. Most wave A's do end around the previous low of the previous structure, so that gives us right there most likely. Definitely looks like a complete trend right here too, so could just be the end of a wave three, I guess, right? Because we got high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. So that's probably the three. We're probably in an A. We'll probably make a wave four, make a wave, not a wave four, I'm sorry, a wave B, and a wave C of wave four, something like that. And then probably up to, I think we're going up to the 161.8 on the higher time frames to finish this wave three. I think that's the only spot this wave three is going to end. My target now is $3,275. So we basically have about $170 to the upside potential in my eyes. But that doesn't mean that we potentially are not going to be in a pullback for a while. Like I said, this isn't a complete pattern. I don't think it's just going to turn up like that. I would definitely expect it to probably do something like this and some sort of a, some sort of a corrective Elliott wave pattern, something like that. Either a traditional ABC or maybe a flat or a running flat, expanding flat, contracting triangle, something. That's a pretty impulsive move down, so I think it's more likely a traditional ABC, especially because the last correction was more like a complex correction. So because of alternating waves, it's probably going to be more of an ABC to this traditional ABC correction, I think. So anyways, I would expect something like that on that. US dollar CAD. Oh wow, Jesus. US dollar CAD is going to be a volatile beast these next couple of days. Wow, I didn't even know that that made a move down like that. I didn't look at it since this afternoon. Jeez. I looked at it at around 2:30, and then wow, good thing I wasn't in a long. Jeez, wow, big old push down. Kind of makes it look a little different, doesn't it? The US dollar CAD is going to be very, very, very volatile this next 24 hours, in my opinion, because the CAD is going to be one of the ones that is affected in a big way. If you go to here, this was announced on March 4th, but it's still valid. The Canada and Mexico are going to have a 25% tariff starting at midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time, and they're going to raise the tariffs on China 10% for a total of 20%. So China will have a 20% tariff. U.S., Mexico, and Canada will have a 25% tariff. Apparently, starting at 12:01 tonight, Eastern Standard Time, DC time. So Canada is going to be a volatile beast these next few days. I thought for sure we were going up. which I guess we still could be. Could just be a big wave two. It still kind of looks like it could go up. That's what it should be doing, I think. Wave A, wave B, wave C, wave two is definitely still my analysis. But boy, that is one hell of a strong move down. Makes you wonder if it really is going to turn like that. Maybe the dollar CAD would be the pair to be trading if you want to find some volatility these next couple of days. Honestly, we should probably look at the US dollar Mexican peso, honestly. I think could be a potential good setup for somebody looking for something different. I mean, I guess it's only to the 61%. Is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? If it is, it's an ABC. Or is this just supposed to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I would call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Especially because this definitely looks like a wave 3 right there. This is definitely a smaller wave. And this is definitely a smaller wave. So it definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would expect this to be a wave 1. You would expect this to be some sort of an ABC of 2. So this is what I would expect. But boy, I am definitely expecting a really big push to the downside on the monthly. So I just hope I don't miss it, because I am waiting for this on the 4-hour time frame. If you zoom out, I'm waiting for this. This is what I've been waiting for several weeks. Is I want to see this, then I want to see that, and then I want to go sort up here, and then I want to hold on to the trade for 6 weeks or more if I can. Probably more than 6 weeks, honestly. Probably like 6 months. That's really what it would take. I still think we're gonna be in a big downtrend on the very high time frames at some point. So, anyways, I would expect this to be a correction. Hey, Rocky, how's it going? How you doing tonight? But like I said, if you want to find some volatility over the next 24 hours, I would be trading the dollar CAD and maybe even the dollar Mexican peso. I don't even look at that pair, but because of what's going on, I think it would be worth looking at. I would expect this to be a correction, but boy, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm really hoping it just doesn't take off to the downside, because that's what I'm expecting in the long run. Is I'm expecting this over the next year or so. But I was hoping for a nice full wave, three-way pullback on the 4-hour time frame. Definitely seems like it should be a five-way pullback for wave two and then a short. Maybe that's asking too much for a nice perfect ABC correction for the century. Maybe this right here is already supposed to be the ABC and it's just a lower high wave C, like a running ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 ways down right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this is going to turn out to be the ABC and then it just goes down from there. I have to keep an eye out for that scenario. It's definitely possible. It makes a 5-wave correction to this. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that for you. And then it just turns down for wave three. Boy, we definitely better keep an eye out for that. Like I said, it's going to be a big next 24 hours for pretty much the whole market, especially Canada and Mexico and any risk on, risk off currencies like the Aussie, the Swiss, the yen. Definitely. Yeah, I was just looking at that, Rocky. Let's see, where we at? Did I do the other guys? Yeah, the US dollar CAD was the one he like asked for, right? Let me just miss. Yeah, okay, I got Andrew. Yeah, he was the dollar CAD. So I'm definitely expecting to see a correction on the dollar CAD. But boy, be careful. I could just take off to the downside with others if we're not careful. So be careful for that. Let's take another quick look at gold because I wasn't really sure if it was a correction or not. So what I did was I went down to like the 30-minute time frame, throw your Fibonacci extension on there, and then put your extension from there to there. More than likely, this is not an ABC because we went so aggressively past all these Fibonacci levels. So more than likely, this is exactly what Rocky says it is. Most likely a 1, 2, 3. Most likely a 1, 2, 3 of A. So yeah, I wasn't sure. I way before the at the beginning of the meeting, I threw a fib on there just to confirm that it probably is. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. It's probably in some sort of a wave 4 type pattern because it definitely looks like the end of a trend on the 2 hour time frame. Definitely got 5 waves right here, but is it an end of a wave 3? I think that's what it's the end of. I think it's the end of a wave 3. So most likely this is an A. This was more of a complex pattern back here, so I'm hoping this is just a traditional ABC, something like that for the wave 4. And then honestly, my target for gold after I was looking at it pretty aggressively the other day, um, during the weekend, throwing a Fibonacci extension on the monthly for this big wave 1 and this big wave 2 puts you out to the 161% Fibonacci extension. The 161% Fibonacci extension is $3,275. So my new target on gold for the end of this wave 3 is $3,275 for the end of a wave 3. Keep an eye out for that. But yeah, definitely wave A. Probably starting a wave 4 right now. Let's see here. Gold. We already did gold. Gold. Oil. Boy, I think this oil might have been a trade that I missed the bottom, but if it's what I think it is, then now we got to break a structure. We should be seeing a pullback. I definitely thought it was going to go down more though. That's my problem, but it definitely looks like a significant turn. It definitely looks like it should be in a 5 wave uptrend now, possibly back up to these highs, someplace between 95 and $100 a barrel. So if it is what it looks like it could be, we literally just got a break of structure like today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So now, hopefully we can get a pullback, break a structure, some sort of a zigzag to the downside, and then hopefully long. Zigzag ABC, WXY, flat, expanding flat, running flat, whatever it is. I don't really care. We should be trying to get long on that thing for sure. Uh, so anyways, yeah, let's see here. So that's kind of what I expect on oil. Hopefully we get a pullback to hopefully get long. Definitely seems like it should be making a wave C, a wave B. We'll see if that's what it really does, but boy, it looks like that's what it should do. Could be a really good swing opportunity if that's what it is. But we need to see a pullback below structure now. You know, if it does something like this and then goes up, it's probably just going to be a wave 5, and then it'll probably turn down and make a bigger correction. And that's where we need to try to get long is on the bigger correction, the hopefully below structure correction that we'll get. We're probably going to come back and test structure, go up and make a wave 5 to match something back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, probably 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3. Yeah, definitely. Seems pretty likely. I'll definitely keep an eye out for this trade because that's something you could set it and forget it. Set it and forget it for possibly, I don't know, 150 days, 140 days, 130 days, something like that. Definitely 4 months, possibly. At some point, you'd probably have to sit through a pullback when it makes a wave 2, and then you'd be like wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, like what happened here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Yeah, let me work my way down the list. Definitely would wait for a pullback entry on that. Let's see. What do we got next? What do we got? Gold, the pound Swiss from Charles. Hey, Charles. Hey, Janus, how's it going? Yeah, you guys, pound Swiss and Swiss yen. Swiss yen is first. The yen is a little indecisive right now too because I think it's because of the dollar has been so rangy. I think this is all going to change hopefully this month because there's potentially is going to be a lot of moves with all this tariff news going on. It broke, but it didn't really break in the right way I'd like to see. But the CAD yen definitely broke like I would want. The Kiwi yen didn't. The Aussie yen did, the pound yen did, the euro yen did break, and the dollar yen didn't break. So we got 4 pairs that did break and 3 pairs that didn't break. And we also have the JPY basket, which did break structure. So in my eyes, we got 4 or 5 pairs that broke structure and 3 pairs that didn't break structure. So, and to me, that pretty much confirms that we are in an uptrend probably for the wave B. I think that we're in a wave 2 right now. I think it's going to go up eventually and make a 3, 4, 5, probably up to the 177, 178 area. All the yen pairs made 3 waves up. If you look at all the yen pairs, they all literally made 3 waves up. I know this is kind of a mess back here, but I think if you consider this to be the bottom of the trend, it's really not that bad of a mess. Then you're looking at like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type move. I think we're in a wave C. I think it's going to go down more. I think it's going to take this low. And then I think we're maybe during the tariff news, we're going to get a big giant push. I don't know. We'll see. Get your get yourself ready. Next day or so could be pretty wild in the markets. I think it's still down. I still think it's down more. But I would definitely keep an eye out for that long. That long should be a really, really good swing trade if that's what you're looking for. And the pound yen is pretty much the same story, except for the pound yen being a new high. So it's probably more likely an expanding flat. But the pound yen did break structure, including a lot of the other yen pairs. So I think that the top of the wave 1 is right there on the first break of structure, and this is an ABC of 2. And then we're going to make a 3, 4, 5 like that. Something along these lines. I'm looking for about the 202 area on the pound yen, maybe even a little bit higher at some point in the near future. Well, actually, not probably not that near. So I would still be bearish for now. I would be targeting this break of structure. I think it's going to go down to the 178%. I think we're going to get more down for now. Unless it breaks structure with momentum, I would still be bearish for now, definitely. It really looks like an ABC correction on these sort of time frames, big time. We got 5 waves down. We clearly got impulsive up. We clearly got corrective down. We clearly have impulsive up. Hey, Carl. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I'll check out the DAX. I don't have a whole lot of analysis on the indices because I don't often trade them. I do trade the Dow Jones once in a while and maybe the S&P and the Nasdaq, but not very often. I should trade them a little more, definitely. I would expect to see some sort of a 5 wave structure to the downside. Excuse me, sorry. Whew, losing my voice. So anyway, excuse me. All right, so that's better. So anyways, yeah, the DAX. Hey, Paul. Yeah, I'll take the euro dollar out again. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 refers to an impulsive move. Most impulsive moves play out in 5 waves. Most corrective waves play out in 3, or sometimes 5 waves too, but 3 waves most of the time. I don't have any analysis on this. I'll be the first to admit, but because I know other people in the group that do trade it more than I do, I definitely do have an analysis in the back of my pocket, which is a 1, 2. I think we're in a wave 3 right now, and I still think that we're actively in a wave 3 because this should be an internal wave 2, like a secondary wave 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We should be in a wave 4 right now, in my opinion. It should potentially last quite a while too. I would expect to see months of sideways action. And then I think we're going to get another push up for 5, and then we'll probably get a bigger pullback for 4. And then we'll probably get another big push up for 5. But this is all going to take a year or two to play out, probably. Frost and Pocketbook is definitely the best, Scott, for sure. That's I call that the Bible of Elliot Wave because that's the original Elliot Wave book. I definitely do think that the Gerald Sanders book is easier to read for most people, but just because it's an easy read doesn't mean it's a better read. The Frost Proctor book is kind of reads more like a textbook, which isn't a bad thing. That is the original Elliot Wave right there. I mean, obviously, Mr. Elliot Wave himself invented it, but I definitely think we're in a wave four right now. You you do have to study Elliott Wave over years. You know, you start to master the simple ABC patterns and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s and all that, but you can start to get into more of the complicated patterns like all the flats, the WXYs, WXYXZ, how many waves are supposed to be in each pattern and all that type of stuff. It requires some time, that's for sure. This move up is definitely impulsive. I think we just ended a wave A today. It is definitely 5 waves, so I think we just ended a wave A. I think it's going to go down. Probably something like what happened over here for wave B. Then probably up to maybe even up to there, even though it's overlapping. And I would expect something like that over the next week or so. I think we are going to make a move down for the rest of the day, probably, but it's probably just going to go down, take out the structure of wave four, then make a something like that. Let's see, US dollar yen and the euro dollar. Yeah, yen pairs are pretty fun lately, huh? To me, this is definitely an impulsive move. This was what I would call an impulsive 5 ways for sure. Even though it didn't break structure, I think this is a potentially a wave one. And I don't think the move up is because of the I don't think the move up is going to be because of the dollar. It's going to be because of the yen. I think this is going to make some sort of a 3-way pattern and then go up and make a 3, 4, 5. So I think we have a complete wave one. I was originally looking at this as possibly being some sort of a running, but I don't think it is. I think you're just overcomplicating it at that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not perfect, but the market isn't always perfect. It's probably more than likely just a wave A, honestly, because it just barely broke structure. So I bet it's going to do some sort of pattern like this, and then it's going to go up big time. I would definitely keep an eye on it though, because I still think it looks like an ABC on the 1 hour time frame. What I said this morning definitely still applies in my morning video. It still looks like impulsive down. It still looks like 1, 2, 3 up. It still looks like impulsive 5 waves down. It still looks like a bigger structure. What I said this morning definitely still applies. I mean, put your Fibonacci retracement on here. This move down is a little too impulsive to be a complete correction, I think, but this could be possibly a wave one, wave two. You would kind of expect to see something more like this, though, before it went up. But boy, with the news coming out, yeah, it looks like it could be a correction right now, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I'm in Europe, so the news is going to be coming out at midnight UK, Washington D.C. time. So for me, I'm going to be sleeping at that time for sure. It's going to be 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll probably get up at 6 though and see what's going on. Definitely. So yeah, the euro dollar. Uh, Overall, I think it's down. I thought it was going to go up a little more today. I didn't take the long because I'm looking for shorts, but I did think it was possibly going to go up a little bit more today. Oh, and the pound dollar. Sorry about that, pirate. See, somebody did request that already. I think. I thought it was going to go up, and honestly, it still could go up. This candle hasn't closed yet. This candle actually just opened, so it could still be bullish, making an ABC. It seems like it needs to make a more proper wave B before it goes down. Or maybe it really is a flat. I mean, I still think it looks like a possible ABC correction right here. Definitely does. Definitely got to break a structure. That's why I'm still like looking at this. I'm like, man, is that really 5 ways up and 3 ways down? Now we're just gonna be like this. That's really gonna trap a lot of people in sales if that's the case. Because man, everybody is thinking this thing is going to parity and beyond. I'm not convinced because of my monthly time frame. I think that the euro dollar is going up to 1.25. Yeah, 1.25 is where I think the euro dollar is going. We're only at 1.079, so I'm expecting whatever it is, 18 cents increase. But that's on the monthly though. That's gonna take years to play out. Yeah, definitely looks very corrective still. It definitely did break structure, so I mean, the way B could be already over. The pound dollar kind of looks like it already made a way B too, so seems like it's going down still. Oh, I want to look at that U.S. dollar Mexican peso, even though I don't trade it just because of the tariff deal that's going on tonight. Thanks for reminding me. Let's look at the GU and we'll look at the Euro Nook for Charles, and then I want to check out that U.S. dollar Mexican peso. I was talking today how it looks like it should go up on the sort of time frames, but like I said, I didn't go long because the probabilities of it being a good trade, I think, are low because the momentum is definitely down, and I would definitely be recommending shorts. Whether it goes up or not, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Even if it does go up, I would still be recommending shorts. I would be patiently waiting for the short that would come after the move up. Or if it just keeps on going down from here, I guess it's definitely possible because it is definitely 3 ways up. And if we look at the pound dollar for correlation, even though it ain't really that impulsive yet, the pound dollar looks like it already made a correction. It looks like 3 waves up. It looks like 3 waves down. It looks like impulsive up. It looks like it's going to keep going down to me. So if the pound dollar is going to keep going down, I would expect the euro dollar to likely to keep going down also. But on the higher time frames, I'm still extremely bullish. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this thing just took off to the upside at some point, especially with Trump talking about all these tariffs and stuff. I definitely think this was just a correction to the last wave up. You can tell there's a lot of buying pressure right here. I mean, ever since right here, it's been kind of a very corrective looking pattern. I mean, I could even almost picture this being some sort of, I don't know, some sort of weird ABC type thing. Really? I mean, geez, that's completely opposite of what I just said. But the fact that I'm so bullish on the higher time frames, I have a hard time going short in any real way. I don't really mind going short for, 5, 8, 13 hours, something like this. Taking some little shorts for like 5 hours, 8 hours. But I'm not holding any of them overnight because I definitely think we're in a correction. Now, if I can get long and it continues the uptrend, that's a trade that I'll hold for weeks, but not to the short side. Definitely not. Definitely still recommending shorts in a downtrend. 100%. I don't think I have the Yo NLK, but I could definitely put it on my list. I got the Yo Singapore, the Yo Poland, Norwegian Chrome, right? Yeah, right there, Orlando. I want to check out that Mexican peso. That thing could be like set up for a big old swing trade, but you never know. Holy crap, look at that thing, huh? Wow. Is that caused by the NOK or is that caused by the Yo? That's a quite the pattern. No, that's definitely. Oh, I even have lines on here. That is definitely an NOK pattern. 100%. Look at the Yo NOK is almost the same as the dollar NOK. Wow, that you know that Norwegian Chrome is really driving this market big time. So okay, so that really has nothing to do with the yo, which means that it probably is 5 ways down. Kind of almost looks like it could do this though. Yeah, I bet that is what it's gonna do. That's very corrective right there. That is almost definitely 3 waves. Look at it. And 3 waves up, 3 waves down, one up, impulsive up, 3 waves down, impulsive up. That is a classic wave B. Higher high wave B too. We're likely going down to probably at least a 50%. Maybe even a little lower, actually. Who knows? It could go down to the 61. There's a ton of support in that area. And then I would definitely expect this to be an A, B, and then I would expect it to go up and make a wave C. So the weekly time frames is totally everything I would want to know on the sort of time frames. Definitely looking for sorts. Oops. Definitely looking for sorts at the end of 3-way patterns, 100%. Potentially got a lot of downside potential. Potentially a lot of downside potential. Yeah, definitely be recommending shorts, that's for sure. I want to check out this U.S. dollar Mexican peso. I've never entered a trade on this in my life. Oh wow, look at the big impulsive move down that it just made from the news. This is another one that potentially is going to be very volatile over the next day or so. Ooh yeah, now I already remember what this is. This could be a lot of volatility on this pair. I don't know how the spread is. I could check pretty easily what the spread is. Actually, I don't think I even have this pair to trade, honestly. Not on my European account. My funded account, I probably do. Definitely looks like a wave one, doesn't it? We potentially could be due for a huge pullback. Maybe even 61% pullback. I think the dollar is going to be bullish, but I don't think it's going to be bullish until like 2030. Yeah, I would think, well, bearish for sure. I wonder if that right there is the end of a correction. It's definitely 3 ways up. Not a fib bounce. I bet it's going to go up one more time, grab everybody's stop loss, and then I bet it's going to go down again. Never traded this pair in my life, but depending on how bad the spread is, it might be something to keep an eye on this week, especially with all the tariff news for Mexico coming out. Look at the impulsive move down this thing just made. I mean, geez, look at that. You break a structure, it was right there. If you would have been watching this, which I don't know if you would have been, but if you were watching it, you could have made a pretty good trade. Definitely at least a 3, 4 to 1. If you took it down to the last structure, you would have made a 3.5 to 1 risk to reward on that trade in just a matter of an hour or two. Interesting. So let's see here. Does anybody else have any more requests? Has anybody in the group not joined my free Discord channel? I think most people have because it says 83% of people definitely have. If you haven't joined my free Discord channel, definitely do check it out. It is 100% free to join. You do not ever have to pay a dime if you do not want to. And definitely don't forget to check out my website, fxspeculator.com, to gain access to some of these benefits all below. I do a lot for my members. I try to make sure everybody has the best chance of being profitable, definitely. And it is only $30 a month. It's very, very, very cheap. It's 30 US dollars per month. Comes with 4 live Zoom meetings every week. You can copy all my trades if you want to, and a trading course and a whole ton of educational information. So if anybody is interested in that, it is fxspeculator.com. Check that out. And let's see. So, depending on where you live, we have apparently at midnight, Washington D.C. time. You definitely want to be checking your charts if you're available during that time, which is midnight is what is it? So 5, 6, 7. So 7 p.m. DC time, I think, right? 7 plus 5 is yeah, so that's 12. So yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or midnight GMT UK time. And then tomorrow night, Trump is going to be talking at 9 p.m. my time, which is 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Trump is going to be talking tomorrow. This non-farm payroll news that we got tomorrow is almost nothing. I don't even think that that will do anything whatsoever to the market because this is just an estimate of what's going to happen on Friday. Now, Friday's news definitely can move the market, but tomorrow's news is definitely not a market mover at all, not even remotely. But this right here is definitely a market mover, especially depending on what happens in the next 24 hours with those tariffs. We also have Swiss CPI tomorrow morning, unemployment claims for the dollar, service PMI for the dollar, and the ISM version of the PMI. So a lot going on over the next day or so. So definitely keep an eye on your charts. There's a lot going to be happening, I think. I have no idea really how the tariffs are going to affect the market. I've been trading since around 2009, 2010 at the latest. I've never traded through a tariff war, so I really have no idea how that's going to work. Tariffs definitely sound very inflationary for the US, but if you think about it in the long run, they're really not because it's going to drive a lot of manufacturing to the US. But in the short term, definitely probably a little inflationary. And inflationary could possibly lead to um, higher interest rates, possibly. So that's the type of stuff you got to try to put together, I guess. The markets could be a little quiet until midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Could be a little bit on the slow side. US dollar CAD is definitely a pair to watch. US dollar Mexican peso is definitely a pair to watch, even though it's a weird pair. All the yen pairs and the Aussie pairs and the Kiwi pairs will probably be affected. All the dollar pairs, obviously. I don't know how gold will take it. I definitely am extremely bullish on gold. I have no idea how the tariffs are gonna affect gold though. I mean, the pattern definitely says that gold's probably gonna go down again for wave A to finish off a wave A. Probably take out this low right here. See you later, Scott. Yeah, have fun, buddy. Take care. I'll be getting off pretty soon and going to eat some dinner. Oh, 6 o'clock. Hmm. Liberation Day. One of the guys in our group just posted this on Discord. Liberation Day. Trump gonna have a new holiday? I bet he is too. I could see Trump doing that, making a brand new holiday. Liberation Day, tariff announcement day. That's kind of funny, and actually, if you think about it, that's really funny. Wow, it's probably going to be a bank holiday and everything if he's doing that. That's probably what the tariffs are going to be about. Oh man, that is hilarious. He is making his own holiday. Liberation Day. It's going to be like the 4th of July. That's funny. Oh, Nate's on the live stream anyways. I'm going to kind of stay away from the markets probably. I'm not going to hold any trades overnight. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice. There you go. I'm personally not going to hold any trades overnight just because I have no idea. I mean, to be honest, I've never traded doing something like this. I don't really have a clue how it's really going to affect the market. The patterns are definitely going to be Elliott wave patterns when it's all over with. I can almost guarantee that. But ugh, what is it going to do? I don't know. Is it just going to take off and trend like a SOB? Is it going to range around? What's it going to do? I think the dollar is going to go down, personally. I don't know. I think it's going to go up first, though. I think it's going to go up and then maybe in a couple of days go down. That's kind of what I think. ABC is what I expect. But to be honest with you, I mean, it would not put it past it at all if it just turned into a brand new uptrend. It just went up and made a new high. I would not be surprised. I just don't. I really do not think this looks like a recognizable correction. It looks like an extremely clear trend to me. It looks like five waves down. It looks like a correction. It looks like five waves down. It looks like a correction. It looks like impulsive down. That really, really, really looks like a complete five-way pattern. Which makes me think that the dollar probably is going to be bullish, a little more bullish than maybe I'm expecting. Because if that's a five-way pattern, it could be a wave one. And now we're going to make a one, two, three, four, five of A. This is an alternative that I have. And then we're going to make a wave B. And then we're going to make a wave C. And then like a month from now, it's going to continue the downtrend. Maybe not a month, but, a couple of weeks potentially. And that would actually make a lot of sense on the higher time frames for my personal analysis. Because then you would have a one, two, three, four, five on the weekly time frame, which would make a lot of sense to me. So that's my alternative count. That would be my bearish, the euro dollar, pound dollar, Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar analysis, because that would potentially last several weeks. A wave two on the weekly time frame could last 5 weeks, pretty easily. Mm. Yeah, that's a big. Yeah, the videos are gonna continue to come out at the same time for now. I do try to, I do try to trade myself, obviously, and so I don't really have time to make all the videos first thing in the morning like that. Definitely not. I have a whole routine I go through every single day before I do anything for anybody else, which is fix my Elliott wave, fits my Fibonacci's levels, fits my Elliott wave levels, blue flag any pairs that I'm watching, take notes of things, make sure that I logged all the previous day's trades in my trade journal. So I have a whole list of daily routines I go through every single day before I even think about making videos or anything like that. So the videos will stay the same for now. Yeah, pretty crazy, Nay. Ah, jeez. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Let's see here. So, anyways, yeah, that's a possible bullish scenario for the dollar. Aussie dollar has been kind of a mess. I have a doubt. I have make $1 million. Boca will give you my profit. I know, Joseph. Tell me about it, buddy. Markets are crazy slow. I don't really like trading the super short time frames, but that's where the money is right now because you're just looking at, 8 hour, 5, 6, 8 hour moves more likely. The Aussie dollar has been kind of a terrible pair, but I think that the daily still looks bearish. You have to look at the daily and just say, has it engulfed? Has it made a higher low? Anything like that? It definitely hasn't made an engulfing candle yet. I still think it would make sense for this to be a 1, 2, 3. I still think it would make more sense for it to go down to the 78%, make a more proper ABC correction. And that would probably line up with my more bullish US dollar analysis also if it did do that. So I would definitely keep an eye out for a short still. Definitely. Maybe it's going to go up one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, and then double top, break a structure. That would be a really nice sword if that's what it does. Yeah, definitely. Next 24 hours are going to be pretty big for the dollar. That's for sure. For really everything. I think the slow markets are going to be over. One of the guys in my group just posted this. Donald Trump is potentially going to be making his own holiday, U.S. Liberation Day tariff announcements. I don't know if this is true. It could be fake news. There's a lot of fake news, but April 2nd is going to be U.S. Liberation Day. That's so dumb. I'm from Canada too, by the way. So anyways, yeah. So apparently we have at midnight tonight. So midnight DC time. We're gonna have 25% tariffs on Canada, 25% tariffs on Mexico, and they're gonna increase China's tariffs by 10%, which will bring us up to 20%. So all that's supposed to go into effect in less than 12 hours. So the market's been waiting for this for a while. Unfortunately, midnight Eastern Standard Time is like in the middle of the night for me, so I'm just gonna go to bed and sleep like a baby, wake up tomorrow morning and see what happens. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be a thing that I'm gonna be able to participate in unless I wanna try to pull an all-nighter, which I definitely am not going to. Definitely not worth it for me. I could just get up in the morning, trade the Swiss CPI news, and call it a day. Not gonna bother me any. Oh no, the Swiss news isn't tomorrow, is it? Okay. Yeah, the Swiss news is on Thursday. Yeah, I'll check out those for you. Let's see here. I still think there's a good chance the pound cat is in a wave two of wave five on the higher time frames. I still think there's a very good chance this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It definitely looks like it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the daily. So potentially we're in a wave two right now, even though it's kind of weird. I wonder if it's an expanding. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 5 down, and then it continues the uptrend. I bet that is what it is. Pretty good chance of it. Yeah, I bet that is what it is. I bet we're already in the wave two. Keep an eye out for a long. I think we're already in the wave two. Fibonacci extension is the lifesaver in these situations. My target would probably be 1.844 or 1.842 for a potential end of a correction. Bitcoin, I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a few. I still think Bitcoin is in an ABC correction, so I don't think it's up. Not yet, at least. Not in a big way. It's definitely been going up, but it's doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. I think this is extremely clearly a wave A. Let's see here. On the weekly time frame, this is like one of the most clear patterns. Like you could put this in an Elliot wave book right here. 5 waves up, impulsive down, break a structure, wave A. 1, 2, 3, 4, impulsive 5-wave pattern down, wave A. 1, 2, 3 up, wave B. Gonna take out the high wave 4, then down again. I think Bitcoin's going down to about 60,000. I think there's even a chance it could break this low right here around 48,000. But I do not think that wave B is over. I think we're in the wave B right now. So on the daily time frame, you put your Fibonacci retracement on the wave A. You look for at least a break of wave 4 minimum. So that puts you up to about the 61%, maybe even the 78%. So I am bullish Bitcoin, but very temporarily. I think we're going to go up to maybe 100,000, 98,000, and then I think we're going down to maybe 60 or maybe even 48 for an ABC correction. So I'd be bullish for now, but I would definitely be bearish on the higher time frames. Don't think that I definitely don't think this is gonna just shoot up and continue the uptrend. Definitely not thinking that. Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie looks like it could have tried to make. I think it made an expanding also. The pound pairs love expanding. Uh, Philip, a member of our group, was talking about that recently. How the pound pairs love to make expanding corrections. They absolutely love it. This is most likely a wave 5 right here of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. There's an expanding correction right here in the middle. Higher high wave B. Actually, that's a running because it's a higher high wave C. So ABC of 4, running ABC. Now we're in most likely an expanding ABC. Maybe not, but because that would mean that this would be the A, B. Yeah, I don't know. It makes a lot of sense on most of these other ones to be going down for a wave C right now. Yo, Kiwi. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Pound Aussie. I think we're gonna go down and take out this low right here. I think this is definitely 3 waves up. I think it's some sort of an expanding. I think we're gonna go down, take the low, and then I think we're gonna continue the uptrend. Maybe this is the ABC, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it already made 5 waves right there. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. That makes sense. So that's the wave 5 because that's 5 waves. This is probably technically over right there, I bet. Because that makes that makes sense with the symmetry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're in an ABC, which I'll probably take out this low. It's probably going to go even lower. It's going to go a little lower, take out this low. And then we're probably going to continue the higher time frame uptrend. So I'd be bearish for now. You think the dollar is going to bounce down big time? No, bounce up big time. I think it's going up for now. I agree that probably bullish for now. It's either a wave A or wave 1. It's either a wave B or wave 2. We're either in a wave 3 or wave C. If it's a wave 3, it's just going to go up, break structure, and make a brand new uptrend, which is definitely possible. If it's a wave C, it's just going to go up to one of these fib levels, like the 61 or the 78%. Then it's going to turn back down. I have no idea whether it's a 3 or C. I don't really care whether it's a 3 or C because if it's a C, it should prove itself to be a wave C. And I'll stop being bullish the dollar and I'll stop being bearish the dollar. If it's a wave 3, it should prove itself to be a wave 3 also because it wouldn't break structure at a fib level. It might bounce at a fib level, but it probably wouldn't break structure until after it took out these highs. I don't think gold is a buy. No, I think gold is in an ABC correction now. It could be, I guess, but I definitely would be looking at gold doing something like this, some sort of an ABC. So I would expect gold to be sideways for maybe a day or two. But boy, with the tariff news, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with the tariff news? Like I said, it's going to be a really big 24 hours. It's going to be a really big market potentially next 24 hours. I think our slow US dollar is probably going to be over. So get ready. Midnight Eastern Standard Time. Be ready. Hold on. Especially on the CAD and the Mexican peso. So anyways, that's the hour live stream. I hope everybody has a good night. I will be back tomorrow for the same time, same live stream. I do the live stream 3 days a week. I don't do it on Monday and I don't do it on Friday. So I'm going to do live streams 3 times a week. So if you have any requests, stop in. I'll be more than happy to look. If you haven't done so already, definitely do join my free Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. Definitely check out my website if you'd like access to all the benefits. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their evening. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.